Om Shri Rama Rama Rameti Rame Rame Manorame Sahasranama Tattulyam Rama Nama Varanane Om Apadamapahartaram Dataram Sarvasampadam Lokabhiramam Shri Ramam Bhuyu Bhuyu Namamyam. Namaskar. Today we will be exploring the qualities of Rama as we find in the Aranya Kandam. This is a journey of duty, compassion, courage, and love, and we will be exploring the virtues of the divine prince in exile. Here is a Rama far removed from the responsibilities of ruling the kingdom of Koshala, enjoying his life as an ascetic, roaming the forest and enjoying its beauty. Here he spends 12 to 13 years visiting various hermitages and meeting all great sages and their pupils. His exile is for 14 years. This is the description in the Aranyakand of the 13 years of his exile in the forest. His appreciation of this valuable time spent with Sita, free from the limitations of palace life, is evident. We see the strength of character in a man who makes the best use of his circumstances, even though they are of an adverse nature. The Aranya Kandam explores and showcases Rama, the protector of the people, the fearless warrior who vanquishes ogres. Although he is a revered divine figure, he walks among us with a grounded identity, embodying both celestial qualities and human traits. Even when recognized by sages and gods, he maintains his humility and maintaining his presence as a human, reminding us that greatness lies in our humility. Rama respects all, regardless of status, and showcases a profound understanding of equality and dignity. This duality of divine nature and human identity invites us to embrace our own complexities as humans. It teaches us the actual power is found in humility. Once again, we find his secular credentials, his complete acceptability, and respect across all levels and stratas of even the ascetics. Although every sage he meets recognizes his divinity and addresses him with due love and respect, yet he remains ever humble and grounded, knowing himself to be a man, a human. Upon reaching the hermitage of Sharbanga, it is worth noting that Indra and the gods who are there for a meeting intentionally avoid meeting him to protect his divinity from being revealed and to ensure that Rama remains in the realm of humanity. This is crucial as it is only in this state that he can triumphantly conquer and annihilate Ravana. Rama's commitment to Dharma, he is the embodiment of virtue and the upholder of Dharma. Rama is ever respectful of the various ascetics and sages he meets, even though they appeal to him for help as subjects appeal to the king and the monarch, yet his demeanor is that of a person destined to serve the people. He is in exile, he is not the monarch, and yet everyone looks up to him. When Sita tells him not to kill the ogres as he does not have any personal enmity with them, he reiterates his mission of upholding the promise he made to the sages and the ascetics of protecting them and ridding them of the nuisance of the ogres. He exemplifies an unwavering commitment to his promise. His determination to uphold Dharma reflects a profound sense of responsibility and integrity. Rama's actions inspire us to align our lives with our values and our commitments. Through him, we learn that keeping promises nurtures trust and respect. His determination to uphold Dharma reflects a profound sense of responsibility and integrity. His admonishing Lakshmana when he speaks ill of Kaikeyi and his reference to Bharata as Chakravarti or the king of the Ikshvakus tells us of his sense of propriety and humility, for now He is not the heir apparent, designated regent. He is an ascetic, he is in exile, and he acknowledges Bharata as his ruler. Rama always displays a heart full of compassion. His empathy extends even to his foes, showcasing a unique form of strength and understanding. All the ogres he kills, he listens to them. And especially when you come to the story of Kabanda and Maricha, you realize he chooses to see humanity even in ogres, teaching us the importance of compassion even in adversity. His anguish over Sita's abduction highlights the depth of his love and the vulnerability he carries. And yet, in all his lamentations, one can sense his feeling of compassion for her problems, her travails, her separation, and all that she is going through. In fact, this profound compassion fosters connections, urging us to approach others with kindness. Rama's heart serves as a reminder that empathy is a catalyst for healing and unity. Rama in the Aranya displays courage over enormous adversity. We hear of his prowess from the mouths of his opponents and friends. Maricha describes his capabilities to Ravana and 3 times tries to dissuade him from making an enemy of Rama. Rama slays single handedly, battling all alone, 14,000 ogres sent by Khara, and finally his slaying of Khara himself. And yet, in the battle, he is equally injured but shows his strength and valor by not allowing his injuries to affect his continued fight with the ogres. We see his fearlessness in battle, his resilience, and his ability to overcome obstacles. Rama's journey encourages us to confront our fears and emerge victorious against all odds. It reminds us that true courage is not the absence of fear, but the resolve to act despite of it. When he is picked up by the ogres, in fact, Kabanda, they decide the discussion between Lakshmana and Rama on how to deal with the ogre that has overpowered him clearly shows that irrespective of the situation you are in, you need to show the courage to overcome it and fight. Through his valor, we find inspiration to embody bravery in our own lives. Yes, and it is interesting to note, while even the ogres get boons and are granted various protection from injury and death, Rama fights on his own without any such protection, without any such boon having been given to him. This is the true inspiration of Rama as we see in the Aranya Kandam. The human who is capable of exhibiting and showcasing extraordinary resolve, extraordinary courage, and inspires us. In the Aranya we see devotion beyond measure. Rama's love for Sita radiates through every action, embodying the essence of a devoted husband. He sees these years in the forest as an opportunity to spend time with his spouse, the love of his life. In fact, he says in his own words that he would be happy to live his entire life here, spending it with her in this beautiful environment. It is almost like he is enjoying a nice long honeymoon in his exile. He candidly expresses sorrow at his exile and separation from his mothers. Here we see his dependence on Lakshmana, who wholeheartedly serves him in every way, making his life of exile as comfortable as possible under the circumstances. With Lakshmana by his side, he confronts all his trials, the demons and the ogres. These bonds illustrate that devotion is the cornerstone of human experience. Unlike the other Ikshvaku kings, he chooses to be monogamous. He decides that he will have only one wife. His unwavering fidelity teaches us the value of loyalty, commitment, and the depth of true love. Rama is known for his fairness, and in the Aranyakand, we find expression of his fairness. Rama's just treatment of all beings underscores the importance of fairness and equity. He gives everyone a chance to express themselves. He engages reason before conflict. Even when he is attacked, he promotes dialogue over violence. In fact, Rama's actions encourage us to treat others with dignity, irrespective of their background. Some of the ogres he meets are so formidable, so ugly, and so fearful to look at, and yet he treats them with the due respect they deserve. He does kill them, he does battle them, but that does not mean that he will treat them in a demeaning manner. This balanced approach invites us to reflect on how we engage with others in our communities, in our relationships. Through his fairness, we learn that justice and empathy can coexist harmoniously. In his killing of the Gandharva, who is by a curse of Indra converted into an ugly demon, we see that he shows both justice in killing the demon and empathy for this demon to help him overcome the curse that he is under. In the Aranya Kandam, we see the completely human, vulnerable Rama. Rama's character reveals layers of emotional depth, showcasing the beauty of human experience. We see the guileless and truthful nature of Rama when he introduces himself to the various ogres. In fact, Surpanaka's description of him gives us the extent of his beauty and presence as a human. On the other hand, his treatment in dealing with Surpanaka shows us his ability to communicate with all types of beings in a balanced, just, and fair manner. Her appearance does not repulse him. He humbly and truthfully gives his introduction to her, as he does to the other ogres sent by her brother to kill him. No ego, pride, or superiority is seen in any of these interactions. He reasons with them before attacking them, and his attacks is a retaliation as he does not cast the first stone. He only asks, "Why do you seek to injure us?" He doesn't boast about his prowess or show off, while the ogres warn, announce, and threaten him with their abilities and strengths. We see that Rama is not ashamed of expressing his pain and sorrow. He pleads with the trees, the flowers, the birds, and the beasts and of the forest, asking them if they can tell him about his beloved Sita's whereabouts. He embraces sorrow, anger, and vulnerability, reminding us that these emotions are part of life. In fact, this vulnerability that we see of Rama in the Aranya Kandam is totally relatable. It invites us to express our authentic selves. Rama teaches us that strength lies in embracing vulnerabilities. And ever present by his side, Lakshmana encourages him, brings him out of the depths of his sorrow. In fact, time and again, he acknowledges his stepmother was achieving her objective. We see the vulnerability of a husband and a lover who goes completely berserk upon realizing that Sita has been abducted. He goes through all those stages a human goes through when faced with the loss of a loved one. First, there is doubt, then there is denial, then there is desperation, then he begins to hallucinate and sees her everywhere. And finally, the pleading and the clinging onto any ray of hope. And when nothing works, he threatens the entire universe, all the three worlds, with dire consequences of his anger at his loss. You couldn't see a more human aspect of Sri Rama as we see in the Aranya Kandam. But he is a complex character. We witness Rama as a multifaceted figure, embodying divine, predominantly human. His traits encourage reflection on our own character. Human nature is complex, and yet it is capable of rising to levels of divinity. Rama navigates all his challenges with grace, embodying the qualities we aspire to cultivate. Adversity is faced with grace, success is faced with grace. In fact, this exploration urges us to appreciate the depth within ourselves and with others. He reminds us of the richness of our shared humanity. He never presents himself as someone special, someone who is above all. He is one with everyone, and yet he stands taller, high above them all. Rama's legacy is an inspiration. Rama's qualities resonate through generation after generation, offering us timeless lessons on virtue, empathy, bravery, and love. His journey reflects the essence of the human experience, urging us to strive for higher ideals. In fact, when we stop to examine Rama, we gain insights into our own lives and our own values and how we have responded to what has transpired in our own lives. His legacy inspires us to cultivate strength, compassion, and fairness. Rama's story is, as always, a beacon of hope and guidance for all. I thank you for exploring the profound qualities of Rama with us as we read the Valmiki Ramayana in original with translations in English and in Hindi. Let us carry forward the lessons and the values depicted in the three books we have read so far, Aranya Kand, Ayodhya Kand, and Balakand. Let us embrace humility, compassion, and courage in our lives. Together, we can build a world that reflects all these ideals that is displayed, that is shown to us by Rama and his life. Om Shri Rama Rama Rameti Rame Rame Manorame Sahasranama Tattulyam Rama Nama Varanane Om Apadamapahartaram Dataram Sarvasampadam Lokabhiramam Shri Ramam Bhuyo Bhuyo Namamyam. Dhanyavad.